How's it going, everyone? My name is Sinikle, and welcome back to yet another Umineko no Naku Koro ni. We, in the last video, have finished episode 4, and thus, the question arcs. Whew, it was quite a journey. Hopefully you all enjoyed that as much as I did, but I figured I'd do it differently this time. Instead of doing the finale and the tea party segments, I figured I'll split them up. That way, we don't all have the strain of watching 4 hours straight, if some of you do that, or not. Depends on each of you, don't really care. I figured I'd go ahead and split them up. So here we are, with the tea party segments of episode 4. Let's begin. Obviously, if you want to get caught up before we go into the tea party shit, go ahead and do so by clicking the link down in the description below. Oh, the second day, October 5th, 1986. It's raining! Okay. Already weird. Whoa. 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 Whoa! Whoa! What the fuck is this clock doing? Okay. Already I'm weirded out by this. Okay. Already starting off great. Fantastic. I don't have a clue what's going on. Please, someone explain in a way even I can understand. What happened yesterday? Who are we playing as? Whose perspective is this? I was in the kitchen of the mansion, grabbing some food without permission. If you open up that massive business class refrigerator, you can find anything. You can eat and drink as much as you like. Even if the typhoon didn't clear up for a week, I'd have more than enough to eat. With wine in one hand, I was helping myself to some dry-cured ham. I wonder just how expensive this wine and ham are. You ingredients are out of luck too. If only you'd have Goda-san to cook you. You could have been reborn as much more incredible food. I looked at the clock. Very soon it would be midnight. October 5th, the second day would end. The insane October 4th. Yesterday seemed like a lie. That's how much nothing had happened after that test thing. Huh. Nothing happened. No phone call came, and no letters came. No person came, and no one attacked me. Nothing happened at all. We're either in the perspective of Maria or Bachelor, I feel like. I don't know why, though. I'm more leaning towards Maria. Huh. I want to start demanding a refund on all the time and energy that tension stole from me. Okay, I don't think Maria would say that. Who is it then? What the fuck? Because after that, for an entire day, a full 24 hours, nothing happened. So surely, nothing's gonna happen now. Never say never, baby. A full 24 hours ago, Beatrice called me to the spot in front of the mansion's entrance. Okay. Thanks for the confirmation. There, I was given a strange test to determine the successor to the headship or whatever. I gave a serious answer in my own way, but it somehow hadn't meshed with the other side. Beatrice got pissed for no reason and fell silent. I yelled at her to try and say something, but she gave no answer. When I asked where Maria was, she just told me to go to the chapel and left. To tell the truth, it was an anticlimax. No matter what kind of weird test you give, at least tell me whether I've passed or failed. Oh, you failed miserably, baby. Baby boy, are you trying to say, "Thanks for coming, your results will be mailed to you later," or something? Quit messing with me. Anyway, I then headed to the chapel. After failing their tests, both George, Ange, and Jessica were killed. I couldn't let Maria get killed too. Also, I might get a chance to catch some person trying to kill her. Yeah, I remember this place here. Ah, my eye! Okay, sorry. As a little kid, I often heard from Jessica that you'd get in trouble if you went near the chapel. So, I'd never been there, but I at least knew where it was. I couldn't find any trace of a person there, but there was a key bundle lying in front of the door. Oh? Okay. I thought this might be someone telling me to open the door, but after trying all the keys, I found that none of them work. I also called Maria's name, but there was no answer whatsoever. I searched around the chapel, but there was a limit to what I could do in the pitch black with just a flashlight. I realized that this key bundle might be a set of master keys, which could make it possible to open the door to the mansion. I found no sign of Maria, so I returned to the mansion. Is he all alone on that island? Holy shit. Damn, that's actually terrifying. Not gonna lie. The mansion was wrapped in silence, and in a horrible stench. However, it's amazing how good humans are at adapting. The inside of the mansion must still be wrapped up in that smell. However, I grew completely used to it and stopped minding it. It didn't seem any worse than any old house where someone had burnt some meat. At first I was bewildered by the stench, but I decided to head to the dining hall for the time being, and found those corpses that were so pitiful. Goda-san and the rest had hesitated to speak of them in detail. It was the remains of Aunt Natsui and the others who'd become the first victims. Half of each of their head. Ah! Oh, god damn it. Half of... Sorry, I don't know why I added words to it, but I figured... Anyway, half of each head had been completely split open. And it was so gruesome that even without knowing a thing about examining corpses, I could say that they were 100% dead. Gee, you think? No, there's gotta be at least a 40% chance that they're alive. God damn it. And on top of that, the remaining halves of their faces were left like normal. So it was even easy to identify them. Really convenient corpses these were. And in addition to those 6 bodies was one more. This 7th corpse was Maria. She lay next to Aunt Rosa, as though sleeping alongside her. Damn. I cried. At the death of an innocent young girl, and at the cruel way my dad and the rest of them died. I raced through the mansion swinging the hat-stand spear, yelling, "Come out here, bastard!" But I couldn't find any trace of anyone else. Thinking they might be planning to hide somewhere and attack me from behind, I went around searching for hiding places, sometimes growing more cautious, and sometimes intentionally letting my guard down in various ways, but in the end, not even a kitten appeared. Why the fuck would a kitten appear? It's a fucking island. You're telling me a cat swam through the ocean? Oh my god. Anywho, then morning came. My tension and fatigue combined with my drowsiness, making for the worst kind of dawn. Humans are pretty incredible. Even when a murderer might have been hiding somewhere, we prioritize drowsiness and fatigue over our own lives. By that time, I was starting to feel pretty ridiculous. After all, for a full 6 hours before dawn, I've walked around the mansion, yelling at the culprits to show themselves. My search had been a careful one, and I've tired myself out and let my guard down. Even so, no one came to attack me. Basically, I lost patience with them and figured they could do whatever the hell they wanted. The boat won't come until the typhoon passes. They said on TV that it won't pass until tomorrow, so I've got another full day today. Lazing about lost its interest. And even though I knew it could probably make the police mad, I decided to play detective a bit. Oh, don't do that. Oh, no! First was the dining hall where the very first murder had occurred. The 6 who had been killed in the beginning really were pitiful. The weapon used was probably a gun. Maybe their heads were split by something powerful, like a magnum bullet or shotgun. It was a reasonable theory to hold. Compared to that, the 7th corpse, Maria, had died in a much better and cleaner way. At a glance, I could see no external wounds and didn't understand how she'd been killed. But by her mouth were traces of bubbles that she might have spit out. What? Poison? No. What could it be? What? And it looked like a typical death by poisoning that you might see in a TV drama. Where could she have found that? Wait, what? Excuse the fuck out of me? Wasn't Maria called out to the chapel and given a test? Oh. Okay. I see. So why was she in the corpse-filled dining hall, lying next to her mother dead? Even if the cause of death was poison, who gave it to her? Her clothes weren't disturbed at all. It's hard to imagine that she was forcibly pushed down and given an injection of poison. It's probably better to assume that she was given a capsule of poison or something and made to swallow it. But compared to the scattered and violently mutilated corpse in this room, Maria's corpse was too clean. If they had a gun, they only needed to pull the trigger. But poisoning, whether by having her drink it or by an injection, would take a lot more effort. Considering the culprit's brutal nature, you'd think Maria's death alone was given special treatment. Why was only Maria given a sleep-like death? True, being killed is always a pitiful thing. But for some reason, Maria's death alone seemed very courteous to me. Both of Maria's hands were joined on her chest, as though the dead person had put them there herself. Did Maria do that herself before dying? Isn't this usually something done by someone else after the person dies? As though sleeping with her mother, whose head was half crushed, Maria dozed in peace. For some reason, that contrast really bugged me. Including the direct cause, it's probably safe to say that Maria's death is shrouded in mystery. And more than anything else, The biggest mystery of this dining hall was the pitfalls. The pitfalls that both Uncle Cross's group and Goda-sen's had mentioned. After the first, there we go, 6 were killed. 5 more fell through pitfalls and were captured. What are pitfalls? Those things are suddenly open, and you fall through them, right? The room had a solid floor with a carpet that looked dignified, if a bit worn out. No matter how you looked at it, it was a single piece. If a pitfall had opened up, there would have to be a seam just in that place. And if there had been some trick like a pitfall, wouldn't it creak when you walked on it? No matter how much I walked around, feeling the carpet, I just couldn't imagine that a pitfall was hidden here. Anyway, it'd be one thing if a single person fell, but a full 5 people did. By putting together everyone's stories, each one of them had fallen from a different location. So at the very least, there had to be 5 separate places with pitfalls. So what does this mean? Was this room actually made with pitfalls across the entire floor? So by pushing a button, you could open up a pitfall in the location of your choice. Some kind of contraption like that. That kind of ridiculous mechanism would be surprising even in a ninja mansion. Oh, sorry, I had to laugh. Ninja mansion, hell yeah. But if Dad and the rest had heard about this, I wonder if they'd say, I wouldn't put it past grandfather to do it, to make it. At any rate, I didn't learn anything more from the dining hall. Sounds about right. Do the pitfalls not exist? Or do they exist, but I just can't find them? Amateur that I am. I can't say for sure. Since they claimed that the pitfalls were there, I can't ignore them, even if I can't find them. The next ones to be killed were Jessica and George Aniki. I discovered George Aniki when I had been called out for my test. He had been called out to the arbor in the rose garden, and probably shot in the forehead with a gun. Oh my god, black and white, oh my god! So theatric. Jessica had been called to her own room on the 2nd floor of the mansion. The door to her room was locked, but that wasn't a problem at all since I had a master key. Oh shit. CG. Damn. Inside the room, it was horrible. But after the dining hall, I was used to corpses. So I'd built up a bit of an immunity. The phone receiver was loose and dangling. Had she been killed while still on the phone with me? Jessica was leaning against a wall right next to it, with half of her head split open. As far as I could tell by glancing at the scene, it looked as though she had been killed while on the phone. In that case, had the culprit been right there before her eyes? I hadn't gotten that impression while listening to Jessica's voice over the phone. I'm pretty sure Jessica said, "They got me." It's probably best to assume that she had already received a fatal wound at the time of the phone call. That's right. And she also said this. Yes, that's what she said. From what I could tell by looking at Jessica's corpse, there were no wounds on her other than the damage to her head. Could she have had an injury serious enough to make her prepared for death, and then died halfway through the phone call? But the way she had talked on the phone made me think that she'd escaped harm for the time being. You shouldn't be able to have a casual conversation over a phone if the culprit's right before your very eyes. So, did the culprit come in partway through the phone call and kill Jessica? No, it can't be right. After all, this room was locked. Wait. That doesn't tell me anything. If the culprit stole a master key from one of the victims, locking the door would be meaningless. But she had no external wounds other than her head. In that case, should I assume that the fatal wound she was prepared to die from and the actual external wound that damaged her head were two different things, and that both of them were made to the same part of the body? In other words, Jessica was struck severely to the head and received an incredibly bad wound. Then she called me, and either lost consciousness or died while on the phone. Then, the culprit came and damaged her head again, something like that. After being called to this room, Jessica was attacked by the culprit and received a serious injury. Then the culprit thought she had been killed and went away for the time being. But Jessica miraculously started breathing again and called me with what would become her dying message. Then the culprit realized that they had failed to kill her and rushed back to deliver the final blow after Jessica fell unconscious from massive blood loss. That seems to add up more or less, except for how Jessica was able to accurately predict the nature of that final blow. And there was one more thing that bugged me about the phone call from Jessica. Jessica had said this.
庄司兄さんもダメだった。ありゃ、即死だ。
She said it almost as though she had witnessed George Ange being killed. But while you certainly could see the rose garden from the window in Jessica's room, and you could even see the roof of the arbor where George Ange had been summoned, it was very far away. Add on the fact that it was the night of the typhoon, and it's very hard to imagine that she was able to witness everything that happened by the arbor from this window. And more than anything else, Jessica left before George Ange, so she shouldn't have known that George Ange's test took place by the arbor. Why did Jessica know that George Ange had been killed? Damn detective mode. Oh my god, 24 minutes in? Alright. Also, during my search of the entire mansion, I found Kirie-sen's corpse as well. It was in one of the old guest rooms at the back of the first floor. In the past, before the construction of the guest house, the relatives had spent the night in these. Kirie-sen's situation matched Jessica's perfectly. She had probably been killed during her phone call with me. The receiver was hanging untidily, and Kirie-sen lay crumpled in that corner. But the way she had been killed was very different from Jessica. Her head wasn't smashed. Instead, a stake with an occult design was buried into her forehead. It was so gruesome, so I pulled it out. Now it has your fingerprints on it, you goddamn idiot. After pulling it, I realized that this might get me into trouble with the police later. Duh. So, a little too late, I set it down by Kirie-san's side. Might want to wipe that down later. Its tip was sharp and stained with enough blood that it must have penetrated fully to the brain. I didn't know what kind of metal it was made of, but it was about as heavy as a paperweight. Certainly, if you were stabbed all out with something like this, it might cause a terrible wound. I probably knew what that stake meant. It's one of those. The style of killing from the fourth twilight onwards in the witch's epitaph. It's probably that gouge with a stake and kill thing. However, a human skull is very firm. No matter how much someone mustered their strength, could it really have been pierced so neatly? No. By my reasoning, the stake wasn't the cause of death, but had just been used to damage the corpse after death. She was probably killed with a gun or something, like George Aniki, and the stake had been stuck into the hole left by the gun. Thinking of it that way makes it easier to accept. But was Kirie-san really killed with a gun? As she said on the phone, even though she was holed up inside the locked room, Kirie-san was being attacked. In fact, this room had been locked. Also, she mentioned a golden thread or something flying in and attacking her. In fact, there were 4 places around Kirie-san's body, or corpse, with holes that could have been caused by some kind of attack. But a golden thread attacked her. Through the keyhole? I looked at the door from Kirie-san's perspective. If it had been one of those old keyholes you see in old mystery movies, where you can peek through to the other side, then it would have clearly been possible to stick something through it. But even though the doors in this mansion were old-fashioned, the locks were the familiar average cylinder style that you could find in any normal house. In other words, they weren't constructed in a way that would let you penetrate through them. So no matter how thin an object you might try to stick through the keyhole, it's unthinkable that something penetrated through from the outside and attacked. A cylinder lock and a keyhole. But despite that, Kirie-san definitely said that something like a golden thread had flown in through the keyhole, spun around while aiming for her and attacked her. A golden thread attacking through a keyhole. I couldn't understand what it meant at all. But even so, Kirie-san probably predicted that I wouldn't be able to understand all this. And it wasn't just Kirie-san. Jessica said it over the phone too. No. Since the very beginning, from the time we talked with Goda-san and Kumasawa-san and got the phone call from Uncle Cross's group, everyone has said the same consistent thing. Grandfather summoned witches and demons and is killing people with magic. They'd been shown that right before their very eyes. These weren't tricks or fakes. There was no choice but to believe it. With one voice, they had all said that. When the mystery woman calling herself Beatrice appeared, even I had pretty much believed that she was a real witch and might start summoning goat monsters right and left. However, after being left alone for a whole day, my feeling of tension had faded completely. I was now able to think that something so stupid definitely couldn't be true. Did they lose their heads a little in an extraordinary situation where their lives were exposed to danger? And mistakenly think that a witch was attacking them with magic? But multiple people gave the same kind of testimony, and on top of that, none of their opinions conflicted each other. If it had just been a single statement, I'd be able to suspect that they just didn't see what they thought they saw, but doing that now is pretty difficult. Then, right next to the back door, I found Uncle Cross with his head half smashed. Even though he'd escaped the dungeon of Kuwadorian, and somehow made it this far by a secret underground passage, he had been killed. Buried into the gruesome cross-section of his half-crushed head was a stake with an occult design, like the one that had been buried into Kirie-san's forehead. And in this situation, it was very hard to imagine that this stake was the weapon used. He had been killed with a powerful gun like the six in the dining hall, and after death, had been jabbed with a stake like Kirie-san. I wonder if the golden threads that Kirie-san spoke of attacked Uncle Cross too. Does there exist some kind of tool, like an endoscope, that's very thin, but can be moved about at will, and that can also attack people? No way. I've never heard of anything like that. But even so, if this fact had been revealed to one of the relatives, maybe they'd say, I wouldn't put it past grandfather to make it. Since I can't deny the existence of Golden Thread X that can be moved at will and attack people, I can either accept that this mysterious weapon exists, or else I'll have to accept that this was a murder committed with magic. Oh my god. Doing nothing but reading this fucking video. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is gonna hurt. To find the next corpse, I had to go out through the back door and search around outside a bit. Oh, gonna find the others, huh? Behind the mansion, in the wild-grown bushes that were almost swallowed up by the forest, there was something like an old well. Oh, yep, there we go. And right next to it were Dr. Nanjo and Shanan-chan's corpses. There we go. Damn. Whoops, did not mean to press that button. Okay. Both corpses had their heads smashed. Well, not in the picture, but okay. It'd probably be too gruesome, yeah. And though they weren't stuck in, there were stakes lying right next to each other, damaged heads. Each corpse was atrocious, but having to look directly at Shanan-chan's lovely face, which had been half blown away, was very painful. Well, actually, wait. Okay, yeah, her. Okay, never mind. Maybe it is. Whatever. Anyway. Then there was the well. I'd heard that inside it was a secret underground passage to the mysterious mansion Kuwadorian. By this time, I'd begun to think that Beatrice and her accomplices might have used this underground passage and left for Kuwadorian. Even though there had apparently been at least 10 of them, I hadn't seen a trace of anyone. It seemed very likely that they'd already escaped to a different location. There's the typhoon. They can't go out to sea. No, they cannot. It goes the same for the forest. There's no way they could traverse such a deep, uncultivated forest on foot. In that case, they had only one place to go, the mysterious hidden mansion Kuwadorian, through the secret underground passage at the bottom of the well. By this time, I had entirely lost my fear of being killed if I happened to come across the enemy. Don't fuck with me. This time I'll storm into your mansion. Oh my god. First spoken line, what the fuck? The old well had a firm cover on it. The cover was an iron grill. The gaps between the bars were perhaps 20 centimeters across. You could peer inside, but it really wasn't something a human could pass through. If I hadn't known better, I wouldn't have thought it anything more than a simple cover to prevent falls. But from what Kirie-san had told me, I knew that its purpose was to prevent intruders from entering the secret underground passage in its depths. But the cover was extremely firm and rigid, and no matter how much I pushed or pulled, I couldn't even get close to opening it. I couldn't find any obvious lock. It might be sealed by some mechanism, but no matter how much I investigated it, I couldn't find anything to release it. The biggest piece of information Kirie-san had tried to give me, gambling her final moments, was the underground passage in this well.
こんな二程度で俺を阻めると思うんじゃねえぜ。こいつをぶち壊してやる。その道具を探そう。
I had an idea. After all, I've seen the various tools in the guarding shed when we had locked Goto-san and Kumasawa-san in there. Ooh. Going back to those bodies, eh? Yeesh. Oh my god, I need a drink. But the shutter to the gardening shed was locked. On top of that, the key was with Goto-san, who was dead on the inside. In other words, this gardening shed was a closed room. There's no way to open it from the outside. In that case, I've got to break the shutter. There has to be a tool for that somewhere. Kinda feels like I'm going in circles here. Like a typical horror game, you gotta search for every single fucking thing. Then, while searching for that, I learned that the source of the stench that had permeated the mansion this whole time was the underground boiler room. The boiler room was dimly lit, humid, smelled horrible, and on top of all of that was incredibly creepy. But there were several large tools there, and I managed to find a fire hatchet and some massive wire cutters. And grandfather's corpse. No, strictly speaking, I should probably say that I found a burnt corpse of a person who was probably grandfather. Someone's corpse had been stuffed into the blazing fires of the boiler. However, by coincidence, I was able to notice the number of toes on the corpse. Both feet had 6 toes. That's right. I think I heard it from Dad sometime long ago. Something about grandfather having... How the fuck do you pronounce this again? Think it's polydactyl? I don't fucking know. With extra toes. According to old Ushiromiya family tradition, it seems that those with extra fingers or toes had some kind of good fortune and were treated as a good omen. Well, he doesn't have extra toes, he has less than the toes that are normally there. So, and because of that, grandfather was, oh wait. Okay, never mind. No, I thought in my head he had 6 total, not 12 total. So that's why. Shut the fuck up. Yes, he has 3 toes on each feet. 6 in total. Fantastic. Oh my god, I'm a ding dong. Okay. Well, that's fun. Funny. And because of that, grandfather was like to be the successor or something. Yeah, fantastic. But I wonder if I can be certain this is grandfather's body just from the number of toes. After all, grandfather was supposed to be the leader of the group of culprits. I didn't have a clue why he'd get stuffed into a boiler in a place like this and die. A mysterious corpse burning and spitting out a terrible stench amid the flames. If it really was grandfather, did that mean that the leader of the group of culprits wasn't grandfather, but that Beatrice after all? Grandfather was used because he was convenient and was then thrown away. Unfortunately, it didn't look like I'd be given a chance to hear grandfather's side of the story. Oh my god, I'm a ding-dong. Sinikle, you're fucking stupid! I know. Now that I had obtained a tool, I thought about rushing to take on the cover of the well. But I decided to break the shutter to the gardening shed first. I had plenty of time to kill anyway. I figured I should check on the condition of Goda-san's and Kumasawa-san's corpses. God damn it. I hit the shutter with the hatchet, breaking into it. Stuck the wire cutter into the crack, and scissored it around, opening up a hole. Yeesh. Then I faced Goda-san and Kumasawa-san's corpses once more. As a result, I learned a new fact. First, they had not died by being hung on the neck. Both of their feet were solidly on the floor. Okay. And on both of their foreheads were signs that they had been shot with a gun. The loop seemed longer than a normal noose. On top of that, the length was different on each to match the height of each person. In other words, the lengths had been adjusted so that both Goda-san, who was tall, and Kumasawa-san, who was short, had their feet solidly but barely on the ground. Also, while the ropes carried both of their weights as their heads lolled? What the fuck? Both of them had some slack below their knees. This meant that if they'd stood up with these loops around their necks, there would have been some extra length. In other words, these loops wouldn't have been that great for hanging people. The direct cause of death was probably a shot to the head. It was gruesome. Their insides were still dripping out from those gaping holes, staining their faces a deep red. It's probably best to assume that they were then hung, pulled up, and left exposed like that. If they had been shot with a gun, they would probably have been lying down on the floor. If that had been the case, you wouldn't have been able to tell they were dead even if you peeked through the window. The mountain of stuff would have gotten in the way, so if they'd been lying down, they would have been hidden. My god, this is going to be a long one with so much reading. Help! Please be nice in the comments. I'm reading so much. Oh my god, my mouth is so dry. To make the deaths of these two known for the rest of us who couldn't go inside, they would have had to hang them like this, making it visible from the outside. Was this done to get back at us for thinking that those two would surely be safe if we left the key with them? I wonder where the shutter key we gave Goda-san, which should have ensured their safety, is now. That key was in the pocket of his trousers. The gardening shed key had been cleanly left there, and even the plate was attached. In other words, the gardening shed had been a closed room after all. And that gave rise to another question. Because this can't be explained by a hanging. If they didn't commit suicide, then those nooses were set up by the culprit. It might have been possible to shoot them through the window, but it's really unthinkable that someone could have tied those 2 loops to the beam from the outside. And furthermore, there's no way they could have lifted up the heavy corpses. In other words, to do all this, they would have had to go inside. But the key was in Godo-san's pocket, and the shutter had been locked. In other words, the gardening shed had been a closed room. Godo-san had said that there was only one key to the shutter. But is it possible that there was a copy? And that the culprit was in possession of it? If we are allowed to theorize that there actually was a duplicate of the gardening storehouse key, and that Godo-san just didn't know about it, then this isn't even close to a closed room. But why is it that, despite the fact that almost all of the other corpses were shot to death and left almost completely alone, just these 2 corpses were intentionally hoisted up? I couldn't help but feel something a bit odd about that. After this, if we assume that the mystery corpse in the boiler was grandfather's, the death of 16 people have been confirmed. There were 18 people on this island. I am here, and there are 16 corpses. Kennen-kun's corpse is the only one I haven't been able to confirm. According to Kirei-san, he had been killed while climbing out of the well and had fallen down into it. So, with the well closed up like this, it's impossible to check. I tried shining a flashlight through the bars, down into the darkness in the depths of the well. But it seemed that the jet black darkness had no intention of showing me its depths, with a light of that level. It looked like I'd have to break the bars after all. Using the hatchets and things I had dragged from the boiler room and the gardening shed, I tried breaking the cover of the well. But the metal bars were extraordinarily sturdy, and breaking them wasn't easy. I hit them with the hatchet over and over, until my hands started feeling weird, and eventually gave up on breaking them. It's impossible. If they were at least wood, I might have been able to break them. But this metal... That's right, there's no way you can slice through metal bars like butter with a human strength. I can't even begin to understand the story about how Kennen-kun cut through the metal bars. I heard that a light, like a red laser beam, grew out of his arm, and that he sliced through the metal bars like he was cutting through butter. Cutting through metal bars like butter. But what's with a red laser beam? Does that mean he secretly had a burner on him or something? And used that to burn through the bars? Still, just what kind of laser could cut through metal bars like butter? It almost sounds like the kind of laser beam you'd find in those robot anime I'd loved as a kid, doesn't it? Does something like that actually exist? And how did Kennen-kun get that laser beam? No matter how much I want to ask him, he's already been killed. Plus, even his corpse is now in the depths of the well, beyond this cover. If Kennen-kun could slice through the metal bars, I'm sure he could handle this metal cover with a single swing. It feels just like the closed room Godo-san was locked in while holding the key. Only one person can open the door, but they are locked inside. If only I had that power of Kennen-kun's, I'd be able to do something about this cover myself. Just who is Kennen-kun? He couldn't really be a non-human being capable of using a strange power, right? Kirei-san told me to believe in witches, And I even met an insane woman calling herself one. Good again couldn't possibly be a human on the witch's side, or else the culprit. What the heck? Am I gonna start treating him like the culprit just because I can't find his corpse? So we're just continuing on, huh? Wow.
疑わしきは白だとほざいたのは誰だったやら。よかろう。カノンに全ての犯行を押し付けて人間犯人説にされてはかなわぬ。わらわが赤にて保証する。カノンは死亡している。キリエたち5人の中で一番最初に死亡した。つまりは9人目の犠牲者というわけだ。
死体がない以上、カノン君が死亡しているとは断言できない。
わらわが赤でささやいたところで駒であるそなたには届かぬ。だがそなたには届いたよな。
I like that. I like that a lot. How far are we in? 51 minutes? Damn. Damn! Damn! Okay. At a glance, this was a mass murder due to something strange that could only be thought of as magic. Magic! Golden threads that attacked through keyholes. No, we even have testimony that something gold flew around the dining hall when the first 6 died. The 2 might have been the same weapon. Then there was the closed room murder of the garden shed, and the laser beam that could cut metal bars. And that wasn't all. There was much, much more. Like the group of goat monsters, the story of a witch who could create pitfalls just by snapping her fingers, the rabbit-like demons who had fired golden threads. I think there was more, but each part was all screwed up. I couldn't possibly accept it, and was forced to suspect that it was some kind of trick or mistake. But why in the world had everyone spoken with one voice, saying the same thing without contradictions in their testimony? It's not only the magic. There's Maria's mysterious death. Why Jessica knew that George Aniki had been killed. The mysterious burnt corpse that I couldn't confirm really belonged to that damn geezer. And more and more. All stuff I don't get. I tilted the wine bottle and gulped. I don't have a clue what's going on. After dinner last night, the kids were chased out and told to go back to the guest house. And then there was a massacre in the dining hall. Kirie-san and the rest were dropped through pitfalls and captured. Then Jessica and George Aniki were called out to take a test or whatever and killed. Even though Kirie-san's group was able to escape the dungeon somehow, all of them got killed in the end. And at the very, very end, even Maria was killed, leaving me all alone. In short, I did nothing except to stay locked up in the guest house. During that time, a huge incident occurred and ended. What can I call it except incomprehensible? I don't have a clue anymore.
もう俺はただの食欲魔人なんだぜ。俺だけ生き残らせるつもりかよ。とっとと姿を現して殺しに来いってんだ。もう面倒だからこっちからは探さねえぞ。そっちから正体を見せやがれってんだ。俺は逃げも隠れもしねえぞ。 矢でも鉄砲でも持ってきやがれ。
I haven't gotten any sleep since yesterday, so I'm incredibly sleepy. You want to kill me? Go ahead. I decided to return to the guest house and boldly rest in a bed. When I exited the kitchen and passed through the lobby, that portrait of the witch came into view. The big clock did too. It was almost exactly midnight. Then the sound of the bell rang out, proclaiming that midnight had arrived. As I listened, I looked up at Beatrice's portrait. Exactly 24 hours ago I met you. What were you trying to say? And where did you go? Just who in the world are you? Golden Witch, Beatrice. I haven't solved a single one of the riddles surrounding you. Show yourself, and fight me. Then, the witch showed herself. Like a guest of honor finally appearing, she showed herself on the landing at the top of the big staircase.
ようやく姿を現しやがったな。丸一日、退屈させられてたところだぜ。
そうだ。丸一日を与えた。人間側の権利行使は十分か。
ああ、退屈だったんでな。存分にやらせてもらったぜ。
エンジェは良い駒であったな。
エンジェの名をお前が口にするんじゃねえ。
あれは奇跡によって現れ、自らを生贄にしてそなたに絶対の勝利の執念を与え
た。エンジェの名を口にするな。
あの無残な死はそなたにとって必要なものだった。あの死を見なければそなたは本気にならない。エンジェの幸薄き未来を自覚しなければそなたに勝利の執念は生まれない。
エンジェの名を口にするなと言っている。
つまりは必要な生贄だったというわけだ。そうでなくてはそなたにわらわを殺すほどの怒りは生まれない。わらわとそなたの拮抗が崩せない。ベルンカステル教名、これは駒ではないわ。切り札と呼ぶがふさわしい。駒はどれほど活躍しようとも盤上を離れることはない。しかし切り札はどんな力を発揮しようとも切れば確実に捨てられる。エンジェはそなたにとって実に良き切り札だったのだ。
エンジェの名を口にするんじゃな。
At Battler's angry roar, Bito finally stopped talking.
俺はな、こんなところで遊んでる暇はもう一切ねえんだ。引き分けすらもエンジェを待たせてる。俺はな、お前を打ち破り家族を連れて家に帰るんだよ。てめえと魔女ごっこで遊んでる暇は一秒たりともありはしない。
ならばどうすればよいか分かっているの。
ああ、お前をぶっ倒す。魔女も魔法も幻想も妄想も全て俺がぶっ飛ばす。さあ、おっ始めようぜ。もう二度とごまかさせない。ゲーム再開だぜ。お前という嘘っぱちを追う魔女のベールを俺が引き裂いてやる。
素直に一言 わらわを殺してやると言えばよい。
ああ、その言葉をお望みなら言ってやるさ。俺が聞いてやるお前の望みで最初で最後のものだ。
感謝する。
お前も。
Why is it zoomed in like that?
ならばよし。
I don't think it should have happened like that. God damn it. Obviously it said I'll kill you. But god damn it.
始めようぞバトラー。
Very anticlimactic. Fucking Christ, of course the game does that to me. Oh my god.
さあ、魔女狩りの時間だ。わらわを追ってみろ。追い詰めてみろ。殺してみろ。わらわはそなたに期待している。妹の最後がそなたに何を与えたのか、それをわらわに見せてみよ。
上等だ。
Battler's cry burned the world with a white light. And if you opened your eyes amidst the darkness, the two of them could be seen in the rose garden. Oh, fuck yeah.
先手はどちらから？
Oh, dude, this is fucking amazing.
俺だ。
潔し。
In the rose garden, beautiful rose petals danced. The color of those rose petals was red. Did the fact that they faced each other in this beautiful rose garden prove or make claim to a red single truth? That must be why the roses are red. But in the language of flowers, roses represent passion, not truth. The flower for truth is a forget-me-not. And that flower is blue.
俺の青き真実だ。すべてをうがつ。
Do it, baby.
すべての一番最初から。一番最初のゲームから始めるぜ。
よかろう。そなたのお手並みを拝見しよう。来い。
行くぜ。すでに宣言済みだが、もう一度言う。こいつは前回のゲームの南條先生の殺人だけじゃないぜ。一番最初からのあらゆるゲームのあらゆる場面を切り裂ける。後宮金蔵はすでに死亡している。よって島の本当の人数は17人。そこに未知の人物 X が加わることで18人となっている。この人物 X の存在の過程によって17人全員にアリバイがあっても犯行は可能になる。これにより人間の数18人を満たしつつにもかかわらず、違憲18人全員にアリバイがあっても犯人 X の存在と犯行は可能になる。
You could break through all of the murders in episode 1 by supposing an unknown person X. Furthermore, it's even possible to explain the mystery of Kinzo's evaporation from the closed room sealed by the receipt, but making the bold assumption that Kinzo wasn't there in the first place. Unless Bito counters this with a red truth, the illusion of the witch from episode 1 has been completely smashed. This blue truth is valid. The wedge of blue truth that Battler had thrown stabbed right through the top of Bito's left foot. Oh wait, what the fuck? Was the red blood pouring out from there, a protest being made by her red truth? Bito shut one of her eyes tight, enduring the unbearable pain of the blue truth that denied her. Dude, okay, dudes and dudettes. How fucking cool is this shit? What the fuck? Are you fucking serious? This is so good, man. So good.
だが、まだまだわらわは否定されてはおらぬ。 この程度では足りぬ。
Girl, you gotta stop those pauses, baby.
続くゲームではそれだけで説明できる謎があるぞ。
どの謎だ？
第2のゲームの終盤で
Oh, second game, here we go.
ジョージがゴーダとシャノンを引き連れ夏日の部屋に立てこもり殺された。夏日の部屋を解錠した鍵は室内に閉じ込められ、残る全ての解錠可能な鍵はローザの手にあった。犯人 X が存在しようとも密室構築は不可能なはず。
Oh. Okay, the blue wedge that pierced Bito's shook. She was resisting, fighting to pull it out.
いや、俺の青き真実は揺るがない。
Oh.
犯人 X がマスターキーを入手していれば、あれは密室でも何でもないんだ。
いや、入手は不可能だぞ。マスターキーすべてはローザが管理した。
だがローザおばさんが共犯であったなら何の意味もない。ローザおばさんは犯人 X に何らかの方法で鍵を渡し密室殺人を幇助した。そしてその後同様の方法で鍵を回収したんだ。甘いぜベアート。こんなのは当時の俺もすでに推理している。
そうであったな。
The wedge that had been gradually losing its sparkle, it had seemed as though it was about to be pulled out, regained its strong blue again, thanks to Battler's additional blue truth, and dug into Bito again, eating into her foot. Bito let out a cry of anguish at that pain. I didn't see a different image from the last one, but okay, yeah, sure.
まだだ。まだ答えぬ。
Okay.
まだだ。まだだ。
Stop repeating yourself, baby girl. Come on.
さらに続けて
Oh,
第
third
3
one.
のゲームだ。6連結の連鎖密室。ローザおばさんとマリアの殺人。親父たちのホールでの死亡。クラウスおじさんと夏日おばさんの殺人。エヴァおばさんを犯人に仮定することで説明可能だ。これは当時すでに論破済み。
True.
それに対しお前がエヴァを通して出題してきた最後の難題、南條先生殺しも18人目の未知の人物 X で説明可能。これで第3のゲームまで全て打ち破ったぞ。
God damn it. You all read it, right? If not, there you go. God damn him. God damn him.
無論この程度で答えはせぬわ。ならばゲストハウスからのジョージの失踪はどう説明するというのか。赤き真実を追加しよう。ジョージはゲストハウスの階段を降りてはおらぬ。窓から飛び去ったのだ。
In the final stages of the third game, George suddenly vanished from the second floor of the guest house. Eva, who had been on the first floor, claimed that no one had come downstairs, but because of the blue truth, George could have snuck down to the first floor and escaped while Eva was busy carrying crosses and Natsui's corpses outside. But by adding the additional red truth, Bito had denied that possibility. To go outside without going down the staircase to the first floor, he would have had to leave by the window. But all of the windows had been locked from the inside.
だからなんだ。お前の言葉通りだぞ。窓から飛び去ったんだろ。下へ飛び降りても芝生じゃわからないし、あの大雨だ。 多少の痕跡なんて消えちまう。
赤き真実を繰り返す。外部へ通ずる窓も扉も全て内側より施錠されていたぞ。しかもそれらの施錠は全て外側からは不可能。ジョージには施錠する術はない。
青き真実を繰り返す。当時の俺も言っているぜ。ならばジョージの兄貴が窓より脱出後、誰かがそれを施錠すればいい。何も難しいことはない。
この程度ではあがけぬか、あがけぬか。
Rito couldn't remove the blue wedge that was buried into her foot. The fake witch was burned more and more by that forceful blue.
第3のゲームまでの全てにおいて青き真実は未だ揺るがない。ならお前が魔女であることを証明する唯一のゲームは今回の第4のゲームだけってことになる。
わらわが赤き真実にて反撃していない以上、そういうことになろう。この度のゲームでのみ魔女を証明せねばなるまいな。
Alright then, let's go, baby.
よかろう。
Try your best shot, bitch.
存分に来るがよい。
食堂の6人殺しについて不審な点はない。18人目の X が銃を乱射してみんなを殺した。落とし穴については実際に落とし穴が本当に隠されていた可能性もあるし、桐江さんの仮説である瞬時に混沌させる毒矢の発射装置 X の過程でも説明可能。ジョージの兄貴ジェシカ、そして地下牢から脱出したメンバーの殺害も食堂と同じで銃によるもの。不審な点はない。だが分かってるぜ、反撃があるんだろう。来いよ。
そなたの最大の刃である18人目の X は金蔵がすでに死んでいるとの仮説に立脚している。そう来ることはわらわも分かっていた。だから金蔵を書斎より出した。その金蔵を親族会議の全員が迎えたぞ。親族会議に居合わせた全員が金蔵の存在を認めた。
そうだな。だがじいさまはずっと視線をさまよって寝込んでいた重病人ってことになってるぜ。やつれてて別人に見えちまってもみんな気にしないかもな。俺はこう返す。
Oh,
そのじいさまは別人の替え玉だ。
that's what I was thinking too.
親族たちがじいさまと見間違えた別人だ。
ならばわらわはこう返す。
Damn.
すべての人物は後ろ宮金蔵を見間違わない。いかなる変装であったとしても後ろ宮金蔵を見間違わない。
Oh,
ならばこう返す。
oh, what you gonna do, baby?
お前は第一のゲーム時では5本以上存在することになっていたマスターキーの本数を第2のゲーム時に赤き真実で5本と宣言することで
Oh, nice.
以後のゲームの設定変更を行っている。同じことで第4のゲームにおいて金蔵の生死の設定が変更されている可能性がある。
Oh,
よって第4のゲームの金蔵の存在をもってそれ以前のゲームでの金蔵の存在を証明することにはならない。よって食堂での6人殺しはじいさまが自ら執行したと仮定しても何の矛盾も生じない。
ならばこう返そうぜ。
god damn, it's back and forth with this shit.
4つのゲーム開始時の金蔵の静止設定は全て同一である。 第4のゲームのみ設定が異なることはない。
副賞要求。
Oh shit, here we go.
各ゲームの開始時に金蔵は生存している。
副賞拒否。
Oh.
答えぬよバトル。
Alright, alright.
わらわはそなたに望まれて赤き真実を答えはせぬ。
くそ、じじいね。俺の前に立ちふさがりやがる。
Even in death, son of a bitch.
我が最愛の魔女ベアトリーチェを守るために体を張ってやがるってのか。
Swaying, that the damn geezer came into view. Is he trying to be some kind of knight, blocking the path between me and Beetle?
バトラーよ、お前にこのわしが超えられるかな。至らせぬ、至らせはせぬよ、黄金の魔女の高みにはな。お前の浅はかな推理など私一人を超えることもできぬわ。
We'll see about that bitch.
死ねえ。
Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Excuse the fuck out of me? What are you? Who are you? What the fuck? Not even 2 hours into the shit. Fucking dragon-like son of a bitch. What the fuck? Yeah, sure. What? Okay. Yeah, sure. What the fuck is going on? Okay, read. Kinzo's jet black cape spread as though it would swallow the world, becoming the snout of a vast black dragon that came at me, trying to swallow me in one gulp. What the fuck? Faced with that black dragon's roar, I calmed my breathing and closed my eyes slightly.
お前なぞ一息に飲み込んでくれるわ。
My grandpa can turn into a dragon. What the fuck is this bullshit?
消え去れ、未熟者め。
Oh, there's nothing experienced about me, baby. What?
黙りな。死に損ないの亡霊め。
Oh.
ほう、わしを亡霊呼ばわりしてみせるか。
What happened to the dragon thing? Was that just that? Okay.
あくまでもわしはすでに死んでおるとする仮説を貫くか。それがお前の命取りよ。第4のゲームの第1の番にて闇に飲み込まれて消え去るがよい。
The black dragon's vast mouth, its snout, its fangs, swallowed Battler whole. In that instant, Battler suddenly opened his eyes.
ありがとうよ、ベアトリーチェ。お前の第3のゲームが俺の反撃の足がかりとなる。
Oh?
何？
あばよ、クソじじい。こいつでお別れだぜ。俺は金蔵死亡説が第4のゲームでも主張できる根拠として以下の仮説を提唱する。
よかろう。存分に来るがよい。我が末裔よ。
行くぜ、クソじじい。金蔵の名は後宮家当主の称号として引き継がれているという仮説だ。
Oh, fucking shit.
後宮金蔵はすでに死んでいる。そしてその名を誰かが継承した。全員が承認した。それにより親族会議に居合わせた全員が金蔵の存在を認めた。 じいさまの変装をする必要さえもないのさ。一同が新しい金像を認めたのだから。よって見間違えるわけもない。以上の仮説が否定されない限り、お前が死んでいるという事実は変わらない。これでとどめだぜ。クソじじい、お前に復讐要求だ。
Oh, he repeated. All right.
全人物の中で異なる複数の名前を持つ人物は存在しない。
Ooh. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh,
できんの。
that's what I thought. That's what I thought, bitch. Hell yeah.
安らかに眠りな。
I had to cut that short.
感謝しろよ。お前やっと死ねたんだぜ。こいつが引導だ。食らってくたばりな。
Oh, yeah.
後ろ宮金蔵はすでに死亡している。そうさ、あんたは気の毒だよな。その死体が見つかる場合、いつも丸焼けだ。
Oh, that is fucking true. Oh, yeah. Dude.
それは死後が経過している死体であることを悟られないための工作なのさ。
Oh, that is so fucking smart.
そしてその名を誰かが受け継いだ。以上の仮説で、てめえは死亡しているにもかかわらず、金蔵は親族会議に登場することができる。どうだよ、これだ、チェックメイトだ。
Oh, 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 oh. Oh, dude, I'm using this as thumbnail. I don't give a fuck. Hell yeah. Several dozen blue stakes bored into Kinzo's ghost. Their terrible destructive power wouldn't let the ghost recover again.
あと2時。
金蔵、今日までありがとう。安らかに眠れ。そなたとの日々を忘れぬ。
dispersing along with the shadow of the black dragon as golden flower petals scattered. Ushiromiya Kinzo became a gold-colored cyclone and disappeared. Even after death, he had fought for the sake of the woman he'd loved. There's no doubting that your love and madness were the real thing.
バトラ
ー。恨むな。死者は眠らせろ。起こすな。次こそ。
Oh shit, oh shit. You're up next, baby.
これでお前も最後だ。
Oh, let it rain, baby. Bito still couldn't pull out the blue wedge that pierced her foot. She realized that she was on the verge of death.
お前には随分と付き合ったぜ。お前の遊び相手としての義理は十分果たしたはずだ。だがそろそろお片付けの時間だぜ。家で寂しがり屋の妹が待ってるんだ。家族揃っておいとまさせてもらうぜ。
ならば殺せ。ならばわらわを殺してみせよ。逃げも隠れもせぬ。今や避けることもかなわぬわ。来い、後ろ宮バトラー。
おう、金蔵死亡説による18人目の X により残り全てを貫く。第4のゲームにおけるジョージの兄貴とジェシカの死も X が犯人で説明できる。地下牢から逃げて殺された5人も園芸倉庫の2人も 最後のマリアも全て18人目の X で説明できる。何もおかしなことはない。以上にて全てのゲームにおける犯人の説明を人間にて完了する。ベアトリーチェ、これだ。チェックメイトだ。
Oh! Beatrice, who couldn't dodge, had several blue sticks driven into her and was skewered. Bito grabbed at them, trying to pull them out somehow.
食らっちまった。痛えよ。こりゃ死ぬな。こいつを引き抜かなきゃ死んじまう。痛いのは嫌だ。辛いのは嫌だ。
With both hands, Bito firmly grasped one of the blue sticks. Naturally, the power of the witch denying blue truth burned her hands. Unable even to hide her tears at the pain, Bito howled and tried to pull the stakes out with all her might.
これが抜けなきゃ死んでしまう。これが最後の反撃。ならバトラー、我が魔法の数々をどう説明するのか。一番最初に登場したのは第2のゲームにおいて、わらわがマリアのかぼちゃのマシュマロを直してやった時だ。この時ローザはその魔法を確かに目撃している。
Certainly. At that time, Rosa witnessed a gold butterfly's gathering, and the fixing of a marshmallow by the miracle of magic.
ローザ一人の目撃では信憑性がないであろう。だからわらわはその目撃者を極限まで増やしたのだ。それこそが今回のゲームよ。我が眷属たちの召喚、そして魔法による虐殺、それらのすべてを大勢の人間たちに目撃させた。それこそが我が魔法の存在する証明。これをどう説明するのか。後ろ宮バトラー。
ステイルメイト。魔法があるから魔法はある。そういう論法にはできないってのが俺たちのブラウン管裁判のルールのはずだぜ。
Oh shit, that's right.
そうだったな。
I actually forgotten all about that. Damn.
誰が何人魔法を目撃しようとも、それは魔法の存在の証明にはならない。俺はお前が見せてきた全ての魔法の存在するしないの意観にかかわらず、その全てを無視して人間で説明することができる。それは俺の不可侵の権利である。違ったか。
At those words, the blue stakes let out an even brighter light, knocking my hands away.
やはり抜けぬか。
As battler is now, even if I pull up a witness of each individual bit of magic and demand an explanation, he'll probably use some kind of move to deny all of them. Not just the magic with the marshmallow I showed Rosa, but all the miracles of magic. So, I can no longer even claim to be a witch without questioning him about something like how a marshmallow was fixed. I'm in such an inferior position that I must fight over such trivialities. Sorry.
わらわは無理かもしれぬ。わかっている。もとより勝ちのなきゲームだったのだ。なればいつか敗れる日が来るのは当然のこと。わらわはバトラに敗れるためだけに今日までを戦ってきたというのか。勝てるかもしれないと始めたゲームだった。簡単には勝てなくても無限に繰り返すゲームの中でいつかは奇跡が起こると信じてた。何しろわらわには絶対に勝つという絶対の意志がある。しかし今やその奇跡は完全に失われた。そして絶対の意志はバトラに宿り、私には万一の奇跡も絶対にない。いや、奇跡も絶対もないが正しいのか。勝利はなく引き分けによる終了もない。唯一許された決着、敗北を与えられるまで永遠と抗うだけのゲーム。そうさ、私はバトラに殺されるためだけに戦っている。
I looked into Battler's eyes. That which was reflected inside them wasn't me. The figures of the little sister waiting for his return, and the family he had to bring back, were reflected in those eyes. To him, my existence is already not even that of an individual. Obviously. From the very beginning, he has been trying to deny the individual that I am.
前回のゲームは面白かったな。ちょっと騙しただけだったけど、ほんのわずかの間だけでも分かり合えたような感じになって面白かったな。
Talking about the third one, I think.
そうだよ。
Yeah.
あそこで手を打っておけばよかったんだよ。バトラがコロッと騙されたまま永遠に騙し続けてればよかったんだ。でもダメなんだよな。あれじゃ本当の勝ちじゃないんだよな。
これだ。チェックメイトか、ベアトリーチェ。
Vito had been run through with several blue stakes, skewered over and over to the ground, while still standing. Because of that, she wasn't even able to fall over. and still looking up into the sky, was soon in place. That tragic form might have been a fitting end for the cruel witch who had endlessly toyed with 18 people's lives, and who had killed constantly for hundreds and thousands of years. Gently, as though someone was mourning over something, rain began to fall. Amid that rain, Bito was soaked and crucified.
終わりなのか、ベアト。
グーの音も出ぬわ。
まだだろ。お前はこの程度で終わる女じゃねえだろ。
無茶を言う。この姿がどう見たら終わっていないように見えるのか。早くとどめを刺せよ。言っちまえよ、お前の青き真実で。以上により魔女は存在しないって言っちまえよ。その一撃で私の息の根を止めてしまえ。
ダメだな。
ほう、わらわにこれ以上生き恥をさらせというのか。すでに決着はついておろうに。
立てよ。俺たちの殴り合いはまだ終わってない。
まだとな。
お前のそれは負けじゃない。もうやめたと投了しているだけだ。
いいではないかよ、投了で。それでそなたの勝ちだろうが。とっとと妹のところへ帰るがいい。わらわなどこの場に打ち捨てていけ。
俺は言ったはずだ。逃げない。そしてお前を逃がさないとな。お前は何者だ。そして一体何が望みだったんだ。
それが知りたくばそなたの18番でも試せばよい。
Why am I getting deja vu moves here? No, 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 no. Oh. Oh. Okay, no, no, never mind. I remember now. This line has been said before. Just mega deja vu moment. I remember now. Okay.
いいではないか。
Okay, something else is gonna happen.
ただの妄想、幻想、それでいいではないか。
全然ダメだぜ。俺はお前を逃がさない。俺はお前を打ち破る。このまま逃がしてなるもんか。お前をうやむやにしたまま幻想の暗闇に逃げ帰らせはしない。打ち破る。完全にな。だから立て。弱々しいふりなんかするな。お前はまだなんてか隠してる。俺にはわかる。
なぜおとなしく見逃し。
親父を、おふくろを、そしてエンジェを。
That was not me, by the way. That was the game.
いとこのみんなや親族のみんなを、そして使用人のみんなを、お前はあれだけもてあそんで殺した。その非道を俺は絶対に忘れない、許さない。俺の肩にはよ、まだエンジェの腕の感触が残ってるんだよ。俺はお前の非道を許さない。だからそんなことで逃がさない。
Yes, yes. Feel the darkness swell within you, battler. Battler's eyes burned with the flames of hatred. The time had long since passed during which pitiful behavior would have earned his compassion. After being tricked once, Battler will never sympathize with me again.
狼と羊のパズルどころか、これじゃ狼少年だな。どうすればいいんだよ。どうすれば。負けを認めぬためだけに無限に戦うのも、無限の魔女にふさわしき無限の拷問か。
Sounds about right.
バトラに勝利を与えぬために無限に嫌がらせを繰り返すのもまた無限の魔女なのか。悲しいな。こんなのが無限の魔法なのか。もう嫌だ。魔女たちに無限に玩具にされるなんてもう嫌だ。勝ちはなく引き分け終了もない。ならばわらわを解放してくれる結末は魔女の道に落ちた時から、悪魔と契約をしたその日から、末路は悲劇であると約束されていたではないか。
どうした。黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェ。ロッケン島の支配者ならば最後もそれにふさわしい貫禄を見せてみろ。
Lightning. The world was smashed with white. Fitting last moments for the ruler of Rokkenjima. Still pierced by the blue stakes, Beetle faced the rainy sky and let out a cry of laughter. Then she slowly raised her face and stared at Battler.
愚か者め、そなたの健闘をたたえ、勝ちを譲ってやろうと思ったのに、慢心したな。後悔するぞ。
それは譲られるものじゃねえ。お前から奪い取るものだ。お前だってそうだろうが。俺が魔女はいてもいいからなんて言い出す、そんな甘っちょろい勝ち方が納得できなかったから、前回はわざとああして最後にぶっ壊してくれたんだろうが。そうさ、俺は前回お前に一度情けをもらってたんじゃねえか。だからその借りをこれで返す。立て、俺の仇、俺の黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェ。
Oh, damn. My golden witch. Oh, well, well.
バカが愚か者が二度とチャンスがあると思うな。
When Beetle yelled, the blue stakes that had pierced her chest blew to bits and disappeared. However, the blue wedge that had pierced her foot in the very beginning did not vanish.
まだ抜けてないぜ。
Oh, so it continues. And I need to wedge my ass back into the seat. Alright, there we go.
18人目の X の青き真実が抜けていない。
Oh?
そなたの復唱要求の一つに応じる。
Oh.
そなたの推理通り、全ゲームの開始時に金蔵はすでに死んでいる。しかし、ならばつまりは一人を抜かせばよいこと。わらわはこれまで、この島には19人以上の人間は存在しないと宣言してきた。それを、金蔵の分一人減らす。この島には、18人以上の人間は存在しない。以上とはつまり18人目を含めるぞ。つまり18人目の X は存在しない。これは全ゲームに共通することである。
そら見ろ。やっぱりまだとんでもねえ奥の手を隠してやがったぜ。17人しか人間のいない島が18人と偽られてきた。それが1人減って17人になり、ようやく正しい数になったってわけだ。これだ。お前をぶち抜いていたくさびが抜かれたな。戦いはゼロから仕切り直しってわけだ。
The blue wedge that had been sewn into Beetle's foot in place broke apart. There was no longer anything piercing her. Giggity? Sorry, I had to. The scars on her body had disappeared completely. There stood, just as Battler had hoped for, the figure of the majestic golden witch who ruled Rokkenjima.
さあ来いバトラー。もう一度最初からだ。
Oh shit, round two motherfuckers, let's go! Son of a bitch!
すべてについて青き真実で打ち抜いてみよ。
Another 3-hour episode, here we go.
わらわももはや遊ばぬ。逃げもせぬ。隠れもせぬ。そなたが不甲斐ないならばこの勝負、この場にて決着してくれようぞ。
Alright.
わらわの譲り勝利にて妥協しなかったことを永遠に後悔させてくれる。さあ、第一のゲームからだ。
おう
Numero uno.
第一のゲーム、第一の番からだ。
Oh god, very detailed. Oh god, it's gonna last a while.
最初の園芸倉庫で見つかった親族6人の殺人に不審な点はない。アリバイのない誰にでも犯行は可能だった。
有効だ。続けるぞ。次のエヴァ夫婦の密室殺人はどうか。チェーンまでかかった密室であったぞ。赤き真実を追加する。2人は他殺である。密室構築後に片方を殺害の後に自殺したのではない。また殺人は執行者、犠牲者が共に同室して行われた。
Okay.
執行者が室外から殺害する手段は存在しない。
Alright.
犯人にはアリバイのない人間を想定する。それは死者だ。最初の6人の死体の中には顔面粉砕による身元不明死体が含まれる。
True.
これが実は偽装死体で、犠牲者のふりをして姿をくらました犯人 X が 2人を殺したとの仮説は可能だ。そして犯人は密室殺人構築後、ベッドの下に隠れ、俺たち全員をやり過ごしたんだ。
Oh shit.
よかろう、次だ。
Damn.
ボイラー室に至ったカノンが殺されたな。赤き真実を追加する。すべての生存者にアリバイがある。
Okay.
さらに死者も含めようぞ。
Alright.
つまり島のいかなる人間にも死者にもカノンは殺せなかった。
誰にも殺せないなら自分で殺したということはあるかもな。ならカノン君は自殺かもしれない。副将要求、カノン君は自殺ではない。
カノンは自殺ではない。
Oh shit.
重ねるぜ。副将要求、カノン君は他殺された。
Oh, that's true. That's true. He could have he could have injured himself, and then who showed up shortly thereafter? Kumasawa-san. Just her. So, nudge, nudge.
復讐を拒否する。
Ah, that's not good enough.
その拒否で他殺を認めることも可能だが、お前はすでに赤で誰にも殺せなかったと宣言している。
She could have tried. Kumasawa-san could have tried to kill him, but because no, that would probably fall. They could make an attempt. They could have both made an attempt. He could have made an attempt to kill himself, but it didn't work. She could have attempted to harm him even further, killing him, but that didn't work out either. So therefore, he still died by homicide. By what? Blood loss. That's it. Nothing, nada, boom, ba, bie.
つまり他殺ではないんだ。
It's a gray area. It's a gray area.
これは第3のゲームの連鎖密室と同じなのさ。
Nah, don't start with the third game. Let's continue with the second. Let's go.
カノン君は自殺でも他殺でもない理由で死亡したんだ。
There you go. There you go.
状況は不明だが事故死というわけさ。胸に杭がぶち込まれて死んでしまうような、どのようなドジを踏んで事故死に至ったかについての説明は悪魔の証明により説明拒否。
Good, 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 good.
ほうほう、悪魔の力を身につけたそなたは今や敵なしだな。
This is so good, baby. I love this.
有効であるぞ。
Hell yeah.
ならばその後の客間にての源氏、男女、熊沢の3名の殺人はどうか。
Okay, okay, okay.
無論同室していたマリアは殺していないぞ。
Oof,
そして
alright.
もちろん3人は他殺だ。
Okay.
殺人を実行したのは身元不明死体で姿をくらました犯人 X で説明できる。そもそもあの3人の顔面も粉砕されていた。
Right.
どれかが替え玉死体の可能性は十分にある。
身元不明死体についてその身元を全て保証する。すなわち替え玉トリックは存在しない。
Alright.
ならば相打ち殺人で説明できる。
Oh.
3人はそれぞれに銃を持って時計回りに突きつけ、
Shit.
同時に相手の顔面を吹き飛ばした。
Okay, okay.
その後マリアがその銃を回収して隠した。
Oh.
これならどうだ。
She is in alliance with Beatrice, so.
なんという暴論。
Shut the fuck up.
気に入った。ならば最後の夏日は
Alright, yeah.
赤き真実を追加。
Oh, come on!
夏日は他殺である。
Alright.
身元不明死体は一切なく、生存者も全員がアリバイがある。
Right.
トラップ X による間接殺人で説明できる。
Trap X. Oh.
夏日おばさんの銃に細工がされてたんだ。
Oh, nice.
あの銃は構えて撃った人間のちょうど眉間に弾をくれてやるように作られた罠の銃だったとすれば説明できる。
夏日の額に埋まりし銃弾は夏日の銃から放たれたものではない。
Oh.
夏日おばさんは内容不明の手紙によりおびき出された可能性がある。そしてホールに呼び出された。そして特定の時刻に特定の場所に立つように強いられて、あらかじめ設置してあった銃を利用したトラップ X により殺害されたんだ。
素晴らしい。そなたの暴論はもはや心地よくすらある。
Hell yeah, baby.
敬意を表し第一のゲームをそなたに譲ろうぞ。
Hell yeah, I love that. All right. Clap, clap, baby.
感服したわ。
On to number 2. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Oh! Oh. Oh. The instant Bito acknowledged her defeat in the first game, the stakes of the blue truth once again pierced her chest, letting out a terrible sound.
これくらいでは答えぬわ。まだまだ来い。第2のゲームだ。
Bito just barely pulled out the stakes that had pierced her chest. But even though there was no hole left behind, she still seemed to be bearing a deep wound that was letting out a massive amount of blood. And she was tormented by an equally fierce pain. But Beetle grinned, grinding her teeth, and pushed for the next game to start. But I won't feel sympathy for her. Just by her existing there, we've been killed and harassed over and over. And Ange's been burdened with the future of isolation.
そうとも。わらわがここにいて、ただ笑うだけでも永遠の地獄は続く。そなたを妹に返しはしない。
You son of a bitch, you give her back to me now!
妹は帰らぬ家族に1000年の間泣き続ければよい。
Oh, you cheeky little bitch.
くしょうが情けも容赦もしねえぜ。第2のゲームだ。まずは最初の事件だ。6人が殺された礼拝堂での密室殺人については当時の俺がすでにカンパしている。
That's right, he did.
マリアの鍵を何者かが密かに拝借し、事件終了後に密かにマリアのカバンに戻したんだ。
Alright, let's see if she can find a way to add a red truth to it.
マリアの鍵は、
Oh.
マリア受領後から翌日のローザ開封の瞬間まで誰の手にも渡っていない。
Okay.
ジジイの主催と同じ構造で礼拝堂の扉がオートロックだった可能性がある。
Nice, nice.
つまり事件前に開錠しておいて扉が閉まりきらないように石でも挟んでおいた。そして鍵をマリアに預けた。施錠はオートのため鍵は必要なかったとの仮説もあり得る。
金蔵の書斎以外にオートロックの扉は存在しない。
Son of a bitch.
扉は犠牲者たちが内側から閉めたんだ。
Oh.
6人の中に犯人がいて5人を殺し死んだふりをしていた。
6人は発見時にすでに全員死亡していた。
Oh, God damn, not letting up.
全員が他殺だ。6人は全員が純粋な犠牲者であり、相互の殺人には関与しない。相打ち殺人は存在しない。
熊沢さんをはじめ当時アリバイがない人間が存在した。そんな誰かが6人を殺し内側に隠れていたと仮定すれば問題ない。
Damn, that's good, that's good.
あの礼拝堂には誰
Son of
も
a
隠れていなかっ
bitch. Come on, man.
た。よってその引きこもり密室は通用しない。
Damn, alright.
どうしたよ、後宮バートラー。それで終わりか。 第2のゲームからは甘くないぜ。
Yeah, that's a pickle, alright. It was a thundering exchange of red and blue truth. You're telling me. Oh, thank God it's skipping for me. Oh, shit. The stakes and wedges of blue truth that I sent flying attacked one after the other, and Bito cut them down one after another with her red truth, her red treasured sword, knocking them down. But the blood she had lost from the first game was probably serious. This intense exercise was putting an even greater strain on her. I could also see her breathe grow ragged. That's why I can't hold back now. I'll corner that witch. This time I'll break through her.
まだだぜ。ああ、ダメだ。全然ダメだ。俺のへりくつは終わっちゃいねえぜ。ならばこれはどうだ。彼らに与えられた飲食物に小型爆弾が入っていて、腹の中で爆発した。
Oh, that's so good.
つまりトラップ X による犯行の可能性。気づかずに飲み込んで腹をぶちまけるような爆弾の詳細については悪魔の証明。説明拒否。
Damn. I guess that wasn't it.
なんだよそりゃ。小型爆弾
Small bombs. But Beetle failed to knock down the blue wedge as it flew at an angle like a breaking pitch. Oh. It let out a loud thunk and gouged itself deep into her left shoulder. However, even as the breaking pitch hit her, her laughter didn't seem to be stopping. Yeah, I get it. Even I think that theory's pretty screwed up.
好きなだけ笑いやがれ。
She could offer no rebuttal of the red truth, so there be it.
文句があるのか。
なし。
Good.
その暴論や心地よし。次なるジェシカとカノンの密室は。
Alright, alright.
問題ない。
Oh.
使用人の誰かが犯人であればマスターキーを使える。密室ですらない。
その後、使用人室でカノンらしき謎の人物が襲いかかり、南條と熊沢が殺されたな。カノンの死亡はあの時刻以前に赤で宣言済みだった。ならばあのカノンは何者だというのか。
カノン君の死亡は赤で宣言済みならば生きているわけがない。よって襲われた彼らがカノン君と誤認するような何者かの変装の可能性がある。
彼らは異なる人物をカノンと誤認することは絶対にない。
ならば金蔵の名の世襲と同じにカノンの名が世襲された可能性がある。カノン君が殺され別の人物がその名を受け継ぎ彼らを襲ったと仮定できる。
Oh, shit. It sounded like a watermelon being squashed right out, and a blue wedge was buried deep into Bito's left flank. Maybe it hit in a bad place, since it seemed to be really effective. After leaning over and moaning for a while, she laughed it off, as though trying to make it seem like no big deal. Yeah, I get it. That must have hurt a lot.
またしてもこともなげに人間の誰かを犯人に仕立ててきやがったぜ。ゲーム盤上では口が裂けても言えぬことを実にシャーシャーとのたまう。しかし有効だ。その暴言心地よし。心地よいぞ。 これは痛みではない心地よさだ
I knew you were into that stuff. When Bito howled, the wedge that had pierced her was blasted away. But the wound remained, and she continued to be tormented by the fierce pain.
いいのか続けていくぜ。
Oh, we're not done yet.
第2のゲームの最後の殺人、夏日おばさんの部屋で死んだ3人についての青き真実は、18人目の X を否定されても有効のはず。
Oh?
赤で反論はあるか？
Hmm.
なければ第2のゲームも俺のものだ。
ああ、ないぞ。そのようなさまつで戦うのもつまらない。くれてやる。第2のゲームなぞ貴様にくれてやるわ。
Why, thank you. That's 2 down, 2 to go. The instant she acknowledged her loss in the second game, 2 blue sticks gouged through Beetle's chest this time. Damn. The witch's lungs were gouged, as were her intestines. I thought you said chest. Whatever. Her face twisted in anguish. Her body twisted as she gasped in pain.
痛えのか？
At this point, I'm not going to be surprised if this lasts longer than the last episode, which was supposed to be the non-finale. I don't know. Anywho. Oh, it tickles, huh? Oh, you bitch.
全身を細切れにされてくず肉の山にされたお前の妹に比べればね。
Oh. Oh, you just trying to rifle him up. Oh, you're on, bitch.
お前もくず肉にしてやるぞ。兄弟仲良く混ぜて合いびきにしてくれるわ。
Okay, now that's gross. You son of a bitch.
ぶち殺してやる。お前を同じ細切れにしてやる。
Hell yeah.
次だ。第3のゲームだ。いつまでへばってやがれ。
Oh, he told you.
て
He
めえ
told
を
you.
地獄に叩き落としてやるのはこれからだ。
無論よ。これくらいでへばるものか。そうとも。まだまだこれからよ。さあ、第3のゲームを始めようぞ。まずは最初の6連結の連鎖密室。本来ならこの密室はそなたが当時にカンパしている。しかしそなたは金蔵を殺してしまった。
At the time, I theorized that Gramps was the culprit, and that after killing the other 5 and stringing the keys across each room, he'd constructed his own closed room in the boiler room, and that there, he died in an accident while carrying out some kind of scheme, burning to death in the boiler. But now I've declared that Gramps was already dead at the start of the game, so I've denied my own theory myself, ironically enough. However,
問題ない。ジジイ以外にも犯行可能な人間は大勢いる。
true.
親族会議中だった大人たちが全員グルで犯行に及んだとさえ言い切れる。
マスターキー5本はすべて5人の使用人の懐よりそれぞれ発見された。個別の鍵は死体の傍らの封筒の中に。つまり連鎖密室に関わるすべての鍵が連鎖密室内に閉じ込められていたわけだ。ドアの隙間だの窓の隙間だの通気口だの、そんなところを使って密室外から鍵を戻すことなどできるぞ。
なら毒ガスで殺したんだ。鍵は通らなくてもガスなら通るぜ。密室の外から殺人を実行したんだ。
彼ら全員には 致命傷となった重曹と思わしき傷跡があったぞ。室外からの殺害は不可能だぞ。さらに赤を重ねようぞ。金蔵を除く5人の殺人の際、殺人者は必ず同室していた。自殺者がいないことは当時に赤で宣言済みだ。
Could have had a mask, or could have somehow very well and very successfully concealed their nose and mouth, so no gas could have gone into their own system, and could have been in the same room as them while doing so. So maybe that, or maybe something else.
犯人は全員をそれぞれの部屋で殺害後、連鎖密室を構築した。
Okay, never mind.
しかし最後の部屋の鍵だけはどうしても密室内に戻せない。だが戻すことはできたぜ。死体の第一発見者が鍵を見つけたふりをして誰かの死体のポケットから取り出してみせればいいからだ。
Damn. She couldn't fully block the retort of that blue stick. Bito was pushed back by the blue wedges that were unleashed on her one after another, finally failed to block one, and once again took a severe wound. Damn. As she howled in pain, she pulled out the blue wedge that had pierced her right arm. Bito's entire body had been torn apart and pierced with blue wedges, stakes, and blades over and over again, and now she was totally covered in blood. But even so, Bito grinned, cackling as though this was amusing.
エンジェに親を連れ戻して帰宅すると約束した男がどの口で親を犯人にした説を語るというのか。いいぜ、それでもいいんだぜ。
Never really said I'd bring them back alive. Just saying. Anyway.
家族で仲良く大量殺人に手を染めて決して落ちぬ血にまみれながらエンジェのところに帰れよ。それでこそ魔女の島からの生還者にお似合いだぜ。クズ肉エンジェにぴったりだ。
Why do you keep doing this, man?
黙りやがれ。てめえを殺せ。バラバラにして殺せ。命乞いの必要はねえぜ。絶対にこの手で最悪の死を与えてやる。
ああ、そなたならできるだろうよ。千年の果てに残虐の限りを尽くしきったわらわにそれに見合う最後を与えてくれるだろうよ。ああ、それは痛いのか辛いのか、それともくすぐったいのかな。これくらいで答えるかよ。来いよ後ろ宮バトラー、まだ謎は残ってるぜ。
Bito had already counted my first powerful move, the 18th person X, by making the number of people on the island 17. But just limiting the number of people to 17 didn't overturn the theory that Aunt Eva was the culprit. I can crush most of the murders in the third game this way. Good, another little skipperoonie. Blood dripped from all over the body of the Golden Witch. I cornered her, this time thoroughly without mercy. This isn't a game played to decide who wins and who loses. Yeah, we aren't playing. Even the time I spend playing and fighting like this delays my trip home. In her isolation, Ange will continue to have her heart torn apart by loneliness and sadness. I have to go back to Ange as fast as I can.
ボロボロだな。虫の息ってやつか。
まだまだ答えぬはこれくらい。 こそばよいわ。
いらねえようだな、容赦。
もとよりそのつもりもなかろうが。
存分に行くぜ。
そうせよ。逆の立場だった時、わらわは容赦しなかった。だからそなたもそのチャンスがあったならそうするべきであろうが。じゃないとまた別の世界の孤独なエンジェを呼んで、今度は獅子を引きちぎって槍に刺して炙り焼きにしちまうぜ。
黙れ。もう二度と俺の家族も親族も、そして使用人のみんなもお前のおもちゃにはさせねえぜ。俺はすでに第4のゲームの謎も全て青き真実で打ち破っている。残る謎は第3のゲームの一番最後、南條先生の殺人だけだぜ。
おや、わらわはもうそんなところまで追い詰められていたからわらわも風前の灯火であるな。
She coughed violently, spitting up blood. Her insides had been punched through so many times. It was only natural.
ということは、この南條先生殺しの謎だけがお前が魔女であることの最後の防衛戦ってことになるな。
I'll be honest, I do not remember his death at all. Huh.
そうなるな。これを破られたなら、わらわは全ての謎を破られたことになる。そなたの真実のいずれかを新しき赤き真実で反論するか、新しき謎を提示しない限り、わらわは死ぬ。
追い詰められて風前の灯火って感じには見えねえぜ。まだ何か隠し玉を持ってやがるな。
さてどうかな。わらわはもはや1000年の長すぎる生涯に空いている。その果てに巡り合ったそなたという好敵手によって生涯を閉じるのも悪くないと思い始めている。そなたならやれるよな。やってくれよ、頼むよ。殺してくれよ。殺してばっかりでさ、殺された試しがねえんだよ。お前ら18人を幾百と殺してはきたけれど、殺された試しは一度もねえから、一回くらいは経験してみてんだよ。
It was a graceless show of boldness, unchanged from before. But blood dripped from her mouth. Her once beautiful dress was covered with holes, and blood poured from all over her body, making her physical appearance stained in sharp contrast to her attitude. Maybe the shot she'd taken to the flank was still tormenting her, since she was still pressing down on it unconsciously, without a trace of grace. But I've got no time for pity. As long as I feel sympathy for this witch, my family and I won't be released from this place. Until I defeat her, we won't be able to go back home. In the outside world, it may be possible for even enemies to understand each other when circumstances change. But pure evil does exist. evil that brings misfortune just by existing, and is to be spared no compromise. Just by its continued existence alone, it's evil.
お前をアーレには思わない。お前が俺たちの誰にもあれまなかったように。
そうともさ、お前らなんてゲームの駒だぜ。毎回最初の6人は誰を殺そうかな、次の2人はどう殺そうかな、もっとグロい殺し方はねえかなって考えるのは最高に楽しいぜ。なあバトラよ、少し改心するから今回も許してくれよ。そしたらさ、もうちょっとマシな殺し方に変えてやるからよ。誰をどの順でどんな風に殺すか、お前の希望も聞いてやるからよ。楽しいぜ、人の命をもてあそぶってのはよ。お前なら考えつくよ。エンジェをもっとクズ肉にしてやる方法はよ。来いよバトラー、南條殺し暴いてみろ。
The 18th person X has been defeated, but I won't give in. I'll stop that witch's breathing cold. The end of the third game. It was announced in red that the survivors at that point in time, Battler, Eva, Jessica, and Nanjo, were all uninvolved with Nanjo's murder. And it was also proclaimed that he was murdered directly by someone before his eyes. All other people had the strongest possible alibi by having their deaths proclaimed in red. I'll break through this without using the 18th person X. Think. Don't stop thinking. Her red doesn't only bind me, it's also supposed to be her weak point. I've got to somehow use it against her. That's right. There's still a gap. Yeah. This way I can break through it. This way, Beatrice's legend of the witch is finished.
確かに他の連中は死亡だったろうさ。だが赤で死亡を宣言されたのは南條先生が死んだ瞬間ではない。厳密に言えば南條先生の死体が見つかった後の俺とエヴァの戦いにおいてだ。つまり南條先生を殺した時点では生きていた何者かがエヴァの死亡宣言までの間に死亡していれば、その感激は縫えることになる。つまりはこういうことさ。エヴァの死亡宣言で初めて死亡とされた人物の中に犯人がいて、その人物は最初うまいこと死んだふりをして俺たちをやり過ごした。そして赤での死亡宣言がないまま俺たちには死んだと思い込ませた。そして南條先生を殺し、その後に何かの理由で死んだ。そしてその後にエヴァが赤で死亡宣言を出す。以上の仮説でも南條先生の事件は説明できる。
How's that, Beatrice? When he forcefully asked that question, there was a terrible sound that could only be likened to that of a compressor, and a blue stake that was as thick as a log appeared from under the earth and skewered the golden witch, Bito, pulling her up into the air. Ugly tearing sounds ran out, and each time a blue stake or wedge would appear and pierce Beatrice's body. When that finally ended, Her tragic form was exposed there, pincushioned by more than 10 stakes and wedges all over her body, and dripping with blood, dangling and crucified. Damn! She's gone and lost her head! Okay, I'm sorry. Not sorry, bitch! There was none of the dignity of the brutal witch who had sneered at the honor of the dead, and toyed with and killed hundreds of the living. The rain, which had started falling at some point, quietly tormented the crucified witch. As Battler heaved with his breathing, he waited for some kind of answer from the Golden Witch. Though it wasn't long, it took the witch a bit of time to show any signs of life. Oh, okay, never mind. It just pierced at the end through her chest. Okay. I can somehow make out a little chin right there or something. Yeah, okay. Damn. How great would it have been that? Damn, I was hoping it actually, popped out her head and the head was rolling around on the ground or something. I don't know, that would have been better. Anyway. Damn.
お前が殺めてきた人々の痛みの一部を思い知れ。
Even as he said that, it seemed Battler had lost a little of his momentum at this extremely pathetic sight. Even if it was an enemy, he couldn't look straight at the woman, exposed in such a brutal fashion. But even so, unless he destroyed Beatrice, this battle wouldn't end.
Battler, 頼むよ。
Huh? Bito let out a sob.
見てよ。すげえ。見てよ。終わらせて。終わらせて。これでもまだ死ねねえんだよ。こんなに痛えのにまだ死ねねえんだよ。
俺に何を求めやがる。
終わらせて。この苦痛から解放して。
Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, that's what she said. Bito's expression was soaked with blood and tears. Battler certainly had been tricked by her at one point, so he was probably able to suspect that her expression, that even her tears were an act. However, Battler believed in those tears. After all, those tears had the red of truth mixed in with them.
どうすりゃいい?
Damn, that was so fucking symbolic. Damn. Oh my god. If you don't understand that line, it's because, you know, blood and tears mixed together, the red truth, and yeah, okay. That was so symbolic. I loved that so much.
どうすればお前の痛みを終わらせられる?
今からすべてを晒すから。それがわらわの幸 Kinzo.
心臓。
どうし
ベアト。
殺してもう死ぬせ
Were those tears from pain and torment? Or else... Either way, that pathetic expression was painful for Battler to look at, even after burning with such anger.
早くヘンゼのところに帰ってあげ
帰るためじゃない。お前の痛みを止めるために。お前の願いを聞く。
ありがとうバトラー。
In her last breath, Bito summoned up all of her remaining strength, and managed to close both of her hands into fists. A red light began to gather at those fists. Then she lifted her arms, as though appealing to the heavens for something.
バトラーなら殺せるから。私のすべて心臓を潰して貫いてね。
The red light around both her arms gradually began to strengthen.
おね。
After saying that much, her face tilted to the side a bit. Then her right arm lost its light and flopped down. But her left arm alone did not lose its light, and remained held out towards the heavens. Then, before Battler's eyes, another Bito appeared with a faint form, transparent like a curtain. The crucified Bito had already lost consciousness. However, the newly appeared faint Bito quietly looked at me, her eyes expressionless, and spoke.
後宮バトル、今から私があなたを殺します。
それで
そしてたった今、この島にはあなた以外誰もいません。この島で生きているのはあなただけです。島の外の存在は一切干渉できません。
I understand. This is the last mystery Beatrice will be able to make as a witch. She's trying to offer it to me, entreating me to solve this final mystery and kill her.
来いよ。お前の最後の謎、俺が受け取ってやる。
この島にあなたはたった一人。そしてもちろん私はあなたではない。なのに私は今ここにいて、これからあなたを殺します。
南條先生殺しの謎の強化版ってわけか。それで
私は誰？
それがお前の最後の出題なのか。
私は誰？
Then, Beatrice slowly approached me and, still expressionless, held me. Yeah, I get it, Bito. I'll kill you. Don't worry. I also slowly held her head. Then I, as a piece, left the game board. Ooh. Just all of the goats. Damn. Now that's the true ending right there. We got the row of the credits. Man, that was good. Fuck, man, that was so good. Is there a little bit more? Is that the end? Okay. Addition of new elements. Blank has been added. Yes, and we shall go and complete that next. Alright. Aw. Didn't change. God damn it! Alright. 2.5 hours. Oh, actually, 2 hours and 40 minutes, yeah. Close to, anyway. Yeah. That was actually pretty damn good. I believe that was the actual true ending to episode 4. Because, yeah, the roll of the credits there. That was very interesting. I like that. But now let's get into the little tidbit ending. I guess you can say this is an epilogue, right? Anyway. Let's do this. I believe this is going to be a short one. I think I read that somewhere. The 4th episode blank thing is pretty short. Hopefully that holds true, because if it's not, I'm going to be angry. Oh. Oh. Oh! Oh. Oh shit. What the fuck? Could this be... Because it said fragments number... You saw all those numbers. Wow, okay. Scattered on a large bed were cute jelly beans of various colors. And a chocolate shaped like... How the fuck you pronounce that? Ojiki pieces. A fork was stuck into a shortcake peeking out of the gift box. And there were decanters with drinks of various colors lined up on a side table. But the color of the partially finished drink that had been poured into a cup was venomous, matching none of the decanters. Someone had probably been playing around, mixing various things together. That can be lots of fun, if you don't mind the taste. On top of the fluffy bed were several colorful big pillows, like something from a dream. Oh. Okay. So that's Lam Delta with a... Looks to be soulless burn crystal. And on this bed that looked like something out of a child's dream world, burn crystal lay face down, and Lam Delta lay face up, clutching a pillow and relaxing.
今回はなかなかハラハラしたわね。ベアトがゲームやめるとか言い出して、かなり焦ったわ。
Oh, I guess not. Huh?
これだけのゲームを始めておいて、投げっぱなしで終えようとするなんて。
Why did it say fragment number? Weird. Alright.
エンジェ、いい駒だったじゃない。とんずらしたベアトを引きずり戻して、ゲームを再開させてくれたわ。バトラをやる気にさせすぎちゃったのは、さすがに参ったけどね。
バトラは情に弱いって分かってたから。
確かに。
They're acting a little buddy-buddy right now. I don't like this.
あいつ、敵であるベアトにも手加減しかねない雰囲気があったわね。
前回の流れから下手するとベアトに同情しておかしな方向にゲームを流すかもしれないって危惧してたの。エンジェはバトラがゴールを誤解した時に再誘導するための切り札よ。本当はもっとサポートさせてそれから切りたかったんだけどね。いきなり切らされたわ。仕込みに随分かかった駒なのにもったいなかった。
例の名乗っちゃダメルール、枷にしておいてよかった。あれを設けなかったら兄弟タッグ大活躍で、ペアとはあっという間に飲み込まれてゲームエンドだったわ。
Oh, that was her rule. Okay.
一気に畳みかけるチャンスかと思ったんだけど、あんたのマークがきつくてうまく活かせなかったわ。
Okay, I'm getting a team vibe here. I don't like this at all. I mean, they're fucking close to each other. Oh my god, they're working together. Those fucking... How? Why, Bernkestel? Why?
ああ、もったいない駒だった。
How could you betray me like this, Bernkestel?
当然でしょ。あんなずるい駒、とっととリタイアしてくれないと困るわ。まあ、結果的にゲーム中断を阻止する活躍をしてくれたし、それは私にとっても助かることだった。 互いの利害が一致する活躍をしてくれたという意味においては本当に素晴らしい駒だったわよ。
バトラと同じで単純な子だったから簡単に私の言いなりになってくれたわ。
Oh my god, why, Burncastle?
駒にするなら
Oh!
バカか直情型よね。
Okay, I don't like you anymore.
ああ、本当に惜しい駒だったわ。
You a bitch.
その子も今じゃひき肉。
Wow, oh my god.
ねえ、後で一緒に
Ugh!
ハンバーグ作りましょうよ。
Ugh!
餃子の方が好きだっけ？
God damn!
妹味ってどんな味かしら？笑える。
What the fuck is wrong with all of y'all?
あんた、そんな余裕でいいの？
Jesus.
エンジェのおかげでバトラは奮起。ベアと猛追し始め、今やだいぶ私が有利なゲーム展開だと思うけど。というかバトラ、今回でこれまでのほとんどの謎を解いちゃったんじゃない？
はあ？とんでもない。バトラの青き真実なんてほとんど外れてるわよ。
Excuse the fuck out of me.
ベアとのぬるい赤なんて隙間だらけだもの。多少は知恵の回る子だったら適当にへりくつ並べりゃ簡単にすり抜けられるわ。
Alright, then I'll face you next, bitch. See if you can, the all-powerful M Delta, face against me and my Bluetooth, bitch.
ああ、本当にイライラしたわよ。私だったらどれもこれも徹底的に赤で切り返してるわ。
Oh, bark, you fucking bitch.
あら、そうだったの？私はてっきりあれらが正解だと思ってたわ。小型爆弾を飲み込ませてうんぬんはさすがにどうかと思ったけど。
I know, right?
バトラの青き真実だって全部が有効になってはいないわ。ベアとは第一のゲームにおいて身元不明死体についてその身元を全て保証するとはっきり明言している。これによりバトラのエヴァ秀吉の密室殺人の犯人は偽装死体を演じた何者かという推理は破られてるのよ。次にボイラー室のカノンは事故死だったろうとしてるけど自分の胸に杭が突き刺さっちゃう事故って何よ。ばっかじゃない？私が赤き宝刀とやらで切ってやるわよ。カノンは事故死ではない。その次の客間での源氏たち3人の殺人の時計回りに同時に射殺して死に合ったとかいう相打ち殺人も滑稽だわ。源氏、熊沢、南條は殺人者ではない。最後の夏日殺しのトラップ X もバカバカしいわ。夏日を射殺したのはトラップじゃなくちゃんと銃を構えて引き金を引いてしっかり射殺したのよ。ご愁傷様。
あんた、ダメよ。そんなこと赤で言っちゃ。あの子、夏日の銃弾を魔法で跳ね返して殺したってことにしてるんだから。
あらあら、いけない。そうだったわね。第2のゲームの青き真実だって甘すぎよ。礼拝堂での6人の殺害時、犯人は礼拝堂内にいたわ。あいつ何でもかんでもトラップ X で説明しようとするわよね。トラップ X って何よ。変なミステリー小説のお約束？
Yes, yes it is.
使用人室で南條と熊沢が殺された事件のカノンの名前を世襲したとかいうのも滑稽だわ。カノンの名を名乗ることができるのは本人のみ。異なる人間が名乗ることはできない。夏日の部屋の ローザからマスターキーを借りたという推理もダメダメ。ローザがマスターキーを管理して以降、それらすべては一度たりとも彼女の手を離れていない。夏日の部屋を開錠した時にバトラに貸し出した際を除いてね。まだまだ続くけど、ざっと軽く見てもこんな感じかしら。
軽くも何も、あんた第一と第二のゲームにおけるバトラの青き真実、軒並み否定しちゃったじゃない。
What's the point of going through that whole thing and then being shot down here? Fuck. God damn it. Fuck all of y'all.
あらあら、なんてこと。
You two are bitches, man.
バトラがそれを聞いたらそっとしちゃうわね。
You're goddamn right.
ね、ベアとは全然追い詰められてなんかいないのよ。あの子、やっぱりなかなかの役者だわ。きっと今回のゲームでは一見追い詰められたふりをしてみせて、次のゲームあたりでバサーッと赤で一刀両断にしてバトラをびっくり仰天させる作戦でしょうよ。それできっとまた大笑いしながら言うんだわ。魔女はピンチになんかなりませんって。
じゃあ、あのベアとの追い詰められたみたいな悲壮感は全部演技なの？
そうに決まってるじゃない。あいつ本当に大女優よね。全然追い詰められてなんかいないのに、最終回顔負けのクライマックス感だったわ。
Fuck you.
今年の助演女優賞はあいつに決定ね。
Ha ha.
もちろん主演は私だけど。
No, you're not. Get the fuck out of
ベ
here.
ルンでもいいわよ。
私を殺してみたいなことを言って最後に大きな謎を出したわよ。それを解かれたらベアとは今度こそおしまいの排水の陣じゃないの？
Hmm.
やだ、ベルンまで騙されてるの？あんなの排水の陣でもなんでもない。ベアとはね、まだまだどぎつい奥の手を温存してるわ。最後の謎を出すために両腕を突き出した時、右腕だけ下ろしたの気づいてた？
ああ、そういえばあれはそういう意味だったわけ。
そういうわけ。あの子はまだまだ奥の手を残してる。そして何も謎は解かれちゃいない。それをまるで全て完歩されて次回最終回みたいなテンションにしちゃうなんて。つくづくあの子は演技の天才よ。ああ、早くバトラをどん底に叩き落とすところが見てやりたいわ。あの子、前回のゲームの北風と太陽作戦ですっかり味を占めちゃったんじゃない？バトラ、きっとまたベアトに同情してコロッと引っかかるわよ。女の涙は一粒で男を騙せるからね。実に安上がりでお得よね。
バトラ、またその手に引っかかっちゃうかしら。二度と同情しないように私もバトラを焚きつけないと。当分はエンジェのひき肉で焚きつけられそうだけどね。
エンジェ味のハンバーグでパワーアップ？もちろんこっちも負けないわよ。ここからバトラと拮抗するくらいに盛り返せるようベアトを徹底的にサポートするもの。負けないわよ、ベアトは。負けたら素敵な罰ゲームがあるわよってきっちり脅してるもん。
あんたの罰ゲーム本気でシャレにならないから少し加減した方がいいわよ。
ベルに次に罰ゲームをできるときはこうしようって決めてるのがあるの。聞きたい聞きたい。
嫌よ。
もう聞いてよ。あのねベルも素 敵なお城に閉じ込めてあげるの。そのお城は真っ白な純白の城壁に囲まれていて、一辺は12km、高さは10mあるの。魔法とズルは禁止。とても飛び越せないわよね。
14億4000万竜兵。話のうちが読めたからもういいわよ。
そこをね、毎日一粒ずつの宝石で埋めていくの。それで城壁いっぱいに溜まるまでベルンを閉じ込めて、その宝石で埋め殺すの。素敵なロマンチックな罰ゲームでしょ。
一辺を5倍にしていいから、高さを10分の1にしてくれたら、今から閉じ込めてもいいわよ。
ほんと？36億竜兵になるわよ。罰ゲームが倍以上の期間になるわよ。そんなにも長い間虜になってくれるのね。ベルン大好き。愛してる。
Lambda Delta playfully approached Berncastle, who yawned, looking bored, as she touched the bottom of Lambda Delta's chin as though cuddling a cat.
ベルンはバトラの勝利にかけてて、私は二人が永遠に引き分けになるのにかけてる。それで、誰かベアとの勝利にはかけてないの？
かけないわよ。勝率0だもん。
奇跡の魔女に奇跡ゼロって言われるのも本当にお気の毒。私もかけないけどね。絶対。
絶対の魔女に絶対ダメって言われるのもお気の毒ね。
Unusually for them, they giggled
こ
together.
のゲーム、どういう決着に終わるかしら。
さすがに、それだけは読めないわ。だから楽しいわけだし。
もう逃げも中断も許さない。絶対にゲームを続けさせる。逃がさない。これからどんな風に展開していくのか想像もつかないけれど、絶対にありえない決着の仕方だけはわかるわ。
ベアトが勝って終わることだけはないわね。
だって、私もベルンも、どっちもベアトの勝利にかけてないんだもん。つまり、ベアトが勝ちそうになったら、私たち二大魔女を敵に回すことになる。
そういうことね。私たちの力が最も均衡するのは、引き分けとバトラ有利の中間で均衡している場合のみ。ベアと有利に傾きすぎれば、私たちは共に同じベクトルに団結して、ベアとを引きずり戻す。
つまり、ベアと優勢になった瞬間、私たち二人をまとめて敵に回すってことよ。
Why do I get the feeling that that is gonna happen? Because they're bringing it at I can't fucking speak because I'm so fucking flustered right now and this happening. They're bringing it up right now, right? For some reason. So it's gonna happen, right? I mean, I can't think of anything else. I mean, why bring this up if it's not gonna happen?
ベルンと共闘、楽しい。
ありがとう。でも、コンペイ島のお風呂には一緒に入らないわよ。
コンペイ島のシャワーを浴びながら、とろけたマシュマロを塗りたくってあげるのに。
Damn.
気の毒に。あの子は、私と遊ぶためにラムダが捕まえてきた生きたおもちゃ、お人形だわ。
私、お人形遊びは上手なの。ほんと上手に遊べるのよ。飽きずに一つのおもちゃで何百年も遊べるのが自慢なの。
Like some other certain thing series? Eh? Wink wink, nudge nudge.
ある時は味方し、ある時は敵対し、永遠にもてあそび続ける。かわいそうにね。あの子はもう私たちのお人形。
そういうことよ。あの子は私たちのお人形。私たち二人の望む末路しか用意されてない。つまり、私によって永遠に引き分けが繰り返されるか、ベルンによってベアトが敗北して滅ぼされるかでしか終わらないと断言できる。ベアトが勝って終わるようなことは、
奇跡の魔女として宣言するわ。
なら私は絶対の魔女として宣言するわ。ベアトは絶対に勝利できない。そして奇跡は絶対に起こらない。
Oof. Oh my lord. Oh, well, shit. Nice. It changed. Oh, there's a new one. Music box. The Gold of Witch has great to do with his music box. We hope you enjoy it as a souvenir of your stay here on Rokkenjima. Huh. Oh. Okay. It's just a thing so you can listen to the music. That's cool. Alright. Climatic much. And that was the last of it. And that was the last of this, episode 4 through 1. Huh. So, this has been certainly something. Coming into this, I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting all this. As you have all stated out at the very beginning, you all stated that I was in for a ride, man, and the ride I got, ooh, it wasn't a roller coaster or anything like that, man. It was something much, much more. And I'm glad to have gone through the first 4 episodes like this with all of you. So thank you for continuing to watch me and support me and all that. My lord, going into episode 5, I have no idea what to expect. Not after what just transpired. Oh my god, I don't know. I have no theories on what's gonna happen. I'm in the dark, and it feels so good. I really hope you all enjoyed this as much as I have. This has been something. I have bought in the I've got the other 5 through 8. I just need to apply the said patches and everything to it. Although, not gonna lie, some things were still broken even though I added in said patches to these 1 through 4 episodes. But it didn't ruin my experience at all. I actually still very much enjoyed it. And through all of you who are still with me today seem to have enjoyed it as well. I don't know what else to say. I mean, obviously, I will indeed continue. Very soon, might I add. I have decided to do episode 5 of Umineko and the final chapter of Higurashi at the same time. So with that said, that will most likely mean 2 videos a week, because these are indeed very long to record. You guys have no idea. And, or maybe you do, I don't know. But nonetheless, if I can somehow find out a way to do 3 a week, I will do that. But 2 is right now gonna be the clear answer for everything. So yeah, there's that. And I will start that very soon. Probably next week. I'm gonna take the rest of the week off. So probably Monday or Tuesday you will see 2 new videos. I don't know if I'm gonna upload them. Actually, that's not a good idea, is it? I don't know if I want to do 2 uploads a day. I'll figure it out, don't you worry. But yes, next week, early on, Monday or Tuesday. Bleh. And yeah, look forward to it. As I clearly am. Holy crap. I don't know what to expect. And hopefully you all stick around and join me for the wonderful experience that will somehow mindfuck me to oblivion. As much as this has. I thought this was going to be a simple fucking mystery type thing, and bam, everything else fucking thrown in my face like a pie. So stay tuned. And until next time, please, as a reminder, stay sinful.